Nothing at all.
Oh, I did. I'm lost. Can you tweet?
I think once you start, you can't close it. Recording, it's just we're not in the middle.
Okay, so we're live. All right, good evening. I'd like to call this Tuesday, June 17th, 2025 Downtown Management Board meeting to order. Thank you. Let's start with the consent agenda. I'm sure that everyone has read it. And I would entertain a motion or questions.
I will make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Any questions on the consent agenda?
I make a motion to, or
You want a
second.
second? Perfect. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Thank you. Motion by Ms. Kranig and a second by Ms. Bennett. Thank you. All those in favor of the accepting of the consent agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. This is our opportunity for public comment.
Becky?
Anyone? Becky, good evening. Let's see.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Public comment. Do we have anybody wishing to speak?
Not this time.
All right, thank you. Okay, we'll move on to new business. Discussion and possible recommendation on social district updates.
I have organized a meeting with the social district businesses just to get them together, talk about any issues, things that maybe we could improve, problems. How do we improve, whether it's joint promotion or different ideas. And one of the thoughts that came up was currently the maintenance plan that the city has adopted goes from 4 p.m. to 4 to 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. Anyway, it goes to 9 p.m.
11
11 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's it. And in the summer, we have activities outside in Pennsylvania Park, the movies, the concerts. So they wanted to recommend that the time limit for the districts be increased to 11 p.m. Initially, the discussion was in the summer. The reality is very few would use the 11 p.m. limit in the winter anyway. And so speaking with Public Safety Director Carr, his recommendation was if you were going to recommend a change just to across the board instead of having one time in the summer and one time in the winter. So that was one of the changes they are recommending to the full board. And then one other thought was to expand the boundary. If you can see on the map here, the yellow is the commons area, so that's where people are allowed to take the cups that have a sticker, both of the social district and the business. So Malted Vinyl is here on Mitchell Street. They have a front entrance and a back entrance. The Penny's Alley up to Wakazoo is part of the commons area, but it doesn't extend back over towards Petoskey Street. So that was just a request of whether to expand the commons area down the alley behind the buildings on the 300 block of East Mitchell.
Can I ask a question of just, what is the difference between where the black line of the social district boundary and the common area? Because What does that really mean?
The black line is just the exterior perimeter. And then the yellow area, so you'll see there's some streets that aren't highlighted yellow that are within that boundary. Those are not commons areas. So we have signs that say you are now leaving the commons areas. You can't have alcohol beyond this point.
So why, I guess I don't understand why the black line isn't around that then, because if you're not,
That's how it was established, but
Okay.
I can't.
but
Why they
don't-
don't correspond 100%, I couldn't give you the history on.
I was just curious, I was trying to understand it.
So you can be within the social district boundary, but yet not have alcohol unless you're in a yellow space?
Right. Those are the areas you're allowed to have the designated cups. So I don't know if the exterior boundary is bigger than that, because just to give a placement for signs. So there are signs as you're leaving here that you're leaving the,
Where?
Are you sure maybe the black line is not the social district boundary, but is actually the DDA boundary? The tip
So they're talking all this area.
Yeah, so
and I
it's
think
like
there's a
wetland
difference
kind
between the boundary and the commons area, but why they don't
Right.
100% correspond, I don't know.
Okay.
So I'm not the only one.
No,
I know, yeah.
Okay.
So let's break this into two parts, right? So one is to add an alley to match up with what is happening behind the other bars in town, right? Like, let's be honest, that's what we're talking about here with letter K. But then the other part is whether to extend the ability to drink from 9 to 11 p.m. So does anybody have any comments on either one of those? Whichever one starts, that's where we're gonna start our discussion.
I feel like the 9 to 11, or changing it to 11 is late, kind of extreme. I feel like a lot of places close by 10.
Yeah.
I think Chandler serves late in the summer, but I feel like 11 is late. That's just my feeling.
Anybody else? Comments on timing?
I mean, I've been to the movies several times, and when the movie doesn't actually in the summertime start till 9:30 or 9:40, then that I do see why, especially in the summertime, to go to that point, because the movie doesn't even get out till 11. So if you're then saying, hey, you just got a drink, but you can't have it past 9.
It isn't
In your
enforced
car.
at all. You can drink in public parks anyway.
Yeah, right.
You can
Okay,
drink in the park legally anyway. Is that, am I correct?
Correct.
So.
So you could drink at the movies until midnight
till-
or 2 o'clock in the
2 o'clock
morning,
Or all night
but-
long.
but it's
Long
whether or
day.
not we want to sell alcohol for the social district after 9 o'clock.
You know,
okay.
I look at that
That's
alley,
That's interesting.
I would imagine if there's gonna be issues in Petoskey, it'll be in the alleys. Just saying, but I don't know if that's a factor in this, but I just know. My dad always told me growing up, if you go to a big city, stay out of the alleys. And
Stay out of the alley and stay out of the tunnels is what I was told.
oh, the tunnel, the passion pit or something like that, right?
Bridges are okay. So I have been around long enough to remember when many mornings you would come to work and have to get out hoses and buckets and clean the vomit that was in front of our businesses because of certain bars that were serving late. And that has stopped because I think everybody closes earlier now. I think there's something that happens as we get later in the evening and serve alcohol. Sometimes people are overserved, overconsumed, so.
Are any of these places that are involved in this area that you're looking to expand, have any of them personally come up and said, this is hurting my business, or we need to expand because, I mean, has anybody ever,
They haven't said it's hurting their business, no.
When you had the meeting, they were many of the people that have the licenses though wanted it.
The 3 that showed up all thought expanding to 11 o'clock would be beneficial. My first question to them was, is the social district beneficial to your business? Because that's the point of why we created it. They all felt that it was beneficial to have the social district. And just thought having more flexibility to 11 o'clock would be helpful, particularly in the summer.
I feel like if we're trying to benefit the movies, if that's our only event that goes that late, really, then if that is already not an issue and some people obviously may not even know that it's legal, then what are we supporting by changing it from 9 to 11?
I'm curious too, how late does the music go? On
The
Fridays?
music,
Yeah.
the music probably goes until like 8:30
Okay.
and then the movies start when it gets dark, so
Oh.
9:30-ish.
Or 10
Or
even
10
sometimes.
So who of the establishments was at your meeting?
We had Malted Vinyl and Beards and Duffy's attend.
Okay. And are either of your establishments part of the social district?
As of a month ago, we
Okay.
are now part of the district, yes.
And I'm asking each of you your opinion on extending the timing.
So from what I can observe over the 2 months that we've been involved, we haven't sold a lot of drinks in the social district because we're still getting our bearings to it. Mostly people, from what I can tell, want to opt into the social district when the shops are open, so that they can take a beverage into town and enjoy our beautiful historic shopping district. That's not exclusive, so, and that's also, because that's really where it's most successful, I think. Because one establishment cannot send somebody to another establishment with their beverage, like they have to stay outside. It's not like Joe can give somebody a glass of wine, they come down to the Perry and then they can enjoy it at the Perry. It's like there's some defined limits to that. So it's not like if you go from 9 to 11, it's not like going from bar to bar that's gonna help. Now, 11 o'clock is kind of the time when things end downtown for the restaurants, I would say. It depends on the establishment, but especially in the summertime when even fireworks for the 4th of July this year, like those aren't even gonna be fired off till like 10:30. So a lot of times in the summer, when we do have other festivities going on, like it stays light until that time frame. So a lot of our festivities end at 11 o'clock for the majority of our establishment, especially our weddings. So that being said, like there's some pluses and some minuses to it. And so I think that there's some merit to what you're saying of like what's the big difference between going from 9 to 11? I would say on the restaurant side of things, it is a benefit because like in the summer months, that's when things are still happening, it's still 11. So, but they shut down pretty quickly after 11, so I don't know.
Joe?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna make a huge difference, because there's not that much happening then. There's only gonna be a couple of places open past 9 throughout the summer. So we'll be open maybe a little bit past 9. We have it at 2 of our places, but yeah, so I think there's a positive to being able to keep that going, especially like we are saying, 9 o'clock is still bright out a lot of times. So there's still stuff happening after that in the summer. In the winter, there's not a soul after 8 p.m. around downtown, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna really shake up the whole downtown either way, necessarily.
If you
Thank
do
you.
want some noggin popcorn and a beer to enjoy the movie in the park, we'll have to extend till then. And if you want a nice glass of wine from Palette and a nice tapas plate, you'd have to extend till then.
Thank you both. Okay. Any other comments? I feel that this probably should be put on the agenda for next month for a discussion. And then in terms of recommendations to be brought to city council. Instead of giving a recommendation tonight, that's my opinion. But thoughts, Amy?
So put it on another DMB.
Yes, put it on the next DMB, yes, instead of under new business, yeah.
Okay.
To think about it a little bit.
Yeah, and I
more.
think also to give the public the opportunity, other businesses to have the opportunity to come and give comments if they wish. But that's my opinion, so anybody's able to disagree.
It's gonna be,
Kind of-
it's gonna be out, but summer's gonna be over there.
Well, here's the deal, you're not gonna be able to get this to city,
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna be able to take it to city council in 2 weeks and then have them pass it, am I correct, John?
Fast, no.
I mean, in my opinion,
Yeah,
it's,
so
it's not gonna happen
let's see,
before the July.
next meeting is July.
Yeah.
7th, I think, is your first
Yeah.
meeting.
But
Doesn't seem like it's gonna be a big change either way. If you can drink in the park,
right,
maybe the serving of the cocktail to get to the park.
That's because the people going, oh, wait, it's a social, I can go buy a drink and instead of like trying to go to Scooby's to go buy your alcohol and then bring it there.
Yeah.
That would be,
Can we
Just
compromise and say
raising-
10 o'clock?
Yeah,
I mean, that would still help people like get their things to go to take to the movie.
yeah.
kind of like a
It
last
will
call type
benefit,
thing.
yeah, so I guess just,
I
so
was-
like, it's up to the establishment whether they stay open or not, right? So like so that's a big piece of it, so like if the restaurants are just closed, they're not gonna serve at all, but
Right.
it just depends because as we try to build up, like different events and different things like that in the park, like, as we do movies or concerts or whatever, like, it just depends on what we want the feel of those to look like. Like, if we want to encourage the restaurants of town that have elected to be a part of the social district, to be able to sell when we do movies in the park, or if we come up with some other idea, then, it's a little bit of a limit. So like, if somebody enjoys dinner in a restaurant and then they decide they really wanna go watch The Sandlot after the movie, they can't take like their glass of wine out of the restaurant, Do we have Sandlot on? No, just pick it up. Anyway,
Great film.
so like, we should get Sandlot.
It's a good idea.
And I'm just throwing it out there, anyway. So if we want that, great, but if we don't, that's just, then they probably won't do that at 9, if they have a late dinner, so.
so are we tabling this until next month, or would you like to make a motion and send it to city council?
I like the idea of getting some public comment because I think there's some people that would probably have some strong opinions either way, but I also instead, if you talk to Officer Carr, to me, that's an interesting thing. If he doesn't think that there's gonna be any issues or big changes, then
I can't guarantee you what city council will do. I can't guarantee you that they'll do what you guys are waddling about right now, and that's, shall we table it to and allow people for input, public input? And if they do that, then you're gonna push it back another week, and it would be the 21st of July. Just saying. A lot of times motions are first reading, second reading.
Yeah, and it's not clear, it's part of the maintenance plan, and I think the district was created through resolution, not ordinance, so I'm not even sure what exactly the council action will be. I think it's to amend the maintenance plan, but I want to start with whether there's a recommendation or not.
Harley
Just-
likes the 10 o'clock thing of just like there's a last call, like, so if there's a few places that are open to 11, but hey, if you wanna walk around still, you can get it at 10 and it's your last time to get it. I don't know, or do you have to say that do you have to like throw away your cup at 10?
Not if you're in the park, 'cause you could drink anyways.
Right, true.
I would entertain a motion and we could have a vote and then see where that goes from there.
I'll make a motion to pass it until to 10 o'clock. I'll split the difference.
Okay.
So to change the hours from 9 to 10 o'clock. Is
Yeah.
your motion?
To help give people the opportunity after dinner to go to the movie.
Okay, so we have a motion to change the ending time to 10 PM. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Okay, all those in favor of changing the ending time of the social district from 9 PM to 10 PM signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries, thank you. So we separated at the beginning the two issues, one being the time and the other one being the alley behind malted vinyl. If we were to, let's call it correctly, the alley between Howard Street and Petoskey Street. Spencer's Alley, is that what it's called? I don't know. Anyway, so if we were to put that into the social district, that would match the Penny's Alley, which is behind other establishments in town that have the social district. Do we have discussion about that change?
How did that, I guess I'm just wondering how it came up. If malted vinyl, did they come?
Because of their back door.
Yeah, that's their background. I think they were at the meeting.
So people come out the back door to go to the bar.
Well, so you, instead of going down Mitchell Street to go to tap 30, you go down the alley, go to tap 30
Oh, for
or
goodness
back lot.
All right, it's such a.
Cause you also can drive with it, right? That's fine.
Yeah,
right.
No.
All right.
As long as you're staying at point.
That was a joke for the.
As long as it
record.
has the seal on the
Put that
top
on
of
the
it,
record.
right?
That's a joke.
Actually,
As long as my kid doesn't pull you over.
As long as you have the sticker on.
The sticker.
You're okay.
The social district cups do not need to be sealed.
Oh,
Right.
Liquor, what's it called?
but you can't take a sip
Package
when you go across the
That
street,
is,
right?
You can drink it while you're walking across
While
the
you're
street,
on the
this
street,
is
right.
true.
That's to go cocktail.
I knew
To
that.
go cocktails, those have to be sealed.
There's two different things. Yep.
Okay.
So
Oh, gotcha.
My assumption, and I have faulty memory, so don't blame me, is that we didn't have any establishments that served alcohol on that block when this social district was enacted in 2020. So that's probably why that alley wasn't even thought about, right?
No.
So I think we are amending and correcting an error in the DMB's judgment at the time, right? So I would entertain a motion unless someone strongly objects and wants to further discuss this point.
I will make a motion to enlarge the district behind, to utilize the alley behind malted vinyl,
Okay,
to expand
lovely.
the district.
Thank you. Do we have support? Thank you, Mr. Keaty. Any further comment? All those in favor of Ms. Bennett's motion, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Okay, lovely. Reports by Downtown Management Board staff. April, could we start with you tonight?
Sure.
Thank you.
So we did not have a forum at the parking committee, but we started the trolley last week and we've had 129 riders in the first week. It was fantastic. And then the county lots will be renovated in September, October. So they had made a request for parking options for their employees, in which we've provided up to 90 options. They have not gotten back to us yet, but
Did you just say 90 options?
90.
Okay. I didn't.
Options for 90 parking spaces.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 90 parking
At a
spots.
reduced, at a reduced fee or not for
Full
free?
price.
No,
Oh,
it would
okay.
be,
Full price.
it would
Or
be.
double.
100.
Pardon, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm just- I,
We're thinking
where's the camera? I take that back.
It's over here, Mr. Mayor. So how many trolley drivers do you have?
Two,
All right,
and we're running 4 days a week.
Okay.
11 to 4.
good deal. Thank you.
And we've had some issues with people blocking the driveway to get the trolley out.
So, so we poured a new concrete signage because the David's had broken previously, so we put a new one up there and we've had to call public safety and tickets, so.
All right, thank you.
We're washing it for the 4th.
Before the 4th,
Where does it park that it's getting parked in?
across from the post office, behind the Petoskey, the old Petoskey News
Yeah.
Review, right there. So there's an
Alley that people just,
no, it's a driveway, so they block it, and then they either are going to church or to the post office.
Mr. Minkle has graciously donated the use of his parking lot for
I
the
just think it's
trolley.
funny that people are blocking a driveway.
Right.
They block the alley between Colors and Mellors
Yeah.
all the
All
time.
the time,
I know,
Or
I've tried to get out.
yeah, right.
yeah, or High Five and Momentum, I mean, it's just.
Oh, it looks like you're.
It's an open spot.
Amy, did you want to put up the social media piece?
Oh, not quite yet.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, that done with parking?
Yeah.
All right. Missy and I attended the MDA conference on June 5th, so that was Missy's first introduction to the world of the downtown group.
lovely.
It was a good conference. We heard a lot about what Traverse City is going through with their TIF district and very interesting. Also heard from a lot of Main Street communities, including Rogers City. The mayor of Rogers City was there and he's just a ball of energy. So it was a good conference. Design committee is rescheduled. They didn't meet last week, are rescheduled to meet tomorrow morning. I'm sorry, not design committee, that's marketing and promotions. Sorry, Gary. I jumped on my list. So we're meeting tomorrow to discuss the current budget, the 2026 budget for programs and services and as well as sidewalk sales. You know, different aspects, what are we gonna do to try to liven up Upper Mitchell? Design committee is continuing their walkabouts to identify possible buildings to approach the owners about side grants. And we'll also be reviewing at the July meeting some updated concepts for Pennsylvania Park Master Plan, which the committee would probably give their comments and then we'll just show them to the full DMB. And the one thing before I turn it over to Miss Seymour on marketing and promotions, the city is in, I don't know if it's gonna be on the next agenda, but has spoken with the city attorney about updating the ordinance about biking on sidewalks. So hopefully we'll get that ordinance clarified, updated, get more signage, and I guess do an education campaign of, you know, don't ride your bike on the sidewalk or ride your scooter or your
Rollerblades.
electric skateboard, all of those things.
Anything with wheels.
So,
Rollers.
then,
Or strollers.
Strollers are right?
Don't ride.
Depends, probably not when you're driving.
Depends on the speed.
so Missy has been doing a great job with social media. If I can get this to screen share.
It's sharing.
Sure.
Oh, great, okay. So I will turn it over to
Listen, yes, okay, and just to know, movies in the park have been selected, and so I reached out to all of our sponsors, thanking them and asking for the promotional video to be sent to me so I can work on that piece. But yeah, we wanted to pull stats, so we can kind of go over where we're at, just high level. So I have Facebook and Instagram available, and this is year to date, so January to mid-June, and then I also showed 2024, January to mid-June. And when it shows, for instance, our reach is 517,556 of reach, and it says plus 12.9%. That is compared to the previous 6 months. So it's a little odd how they pull the stats, but one thing I do want to call, because it's kind of hard to gauge when it's year to date, because there's such big numbers, you don't really see a huge change. But last year's reach to date, you're like, whoa, there's over 2 million. And I drilled that down to like March 20th, which was a pretzel post, and the numbers don't correlate. So I'm not sure how great of feedback that is, but technically there was a pretzel post last year that really pushed that out. But the good thing to know is our demographics, mostly women, 79%, in the range of 45 to 54 years old. And then for Instagram, we realized that our Facebook posts were not feeding to Instagram. So that's why the numbers are lower compared to last year. But for the Instagram demographics, again, women 45 to 54. And do you want to go to the month to date? So I thought it'd be a little bit better just to take a look at our activity for the past 28 days, which I feel like is a better feel on my time being here. So if you look at the Facebook, we have increased by 320 followers, whereas last year, this time frame was 72 followers. So that's a huge improvement. So, woohoo. And then we have over 4,000 visits versus 1,900 last year for Instagram. And the stats are still the same for the demographics. Moving to Instagram, what's interesting is our age range went from 44 to 54 down to 35-year-olds to 44. So I thought that was interesting that it's changed within that past month. And yeah, and then we have increased our reach because I've made sure that we're sharing through Instagram. So that's made a huge increase. So we've had 163 followers on Instagram, which put us to 12.5 followers versus 12.4. Any questions?
Thank you.
Yes.
We appreciate seeing these stats. Thank you.
One last thing I just want to call out, just a kudos. We were at somebody's gallery's 10-year anniversary, and we did live Facebook or Instagram posts, and we sold 2 paintings because of the post. So that was really exciting. I went to go see her, and she's like, "Oh my God, your video got us 2 paintings sold." So that was exciting.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I am noticing different kinds of content being posted, and it's way more engaging than it has been for the last couple of years. And yeah, thank you.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Any other committee updates? No? Okay.
Oh, in the in the parking meeting that didn't happen, what kind of happened? We just did shout out that both the projects look great. Big updates on the 2 on the Pennsylvania Park walkway and the Seville lot redo, really.
And they were out building
Picnic
picnic
tables.
tables this
Yeah.
morning, so yeah.
Everything looks very good. I have had to help people with the Seville parking lot, like figuring out, it's not intuitive. And my mom today came in, was very frustrated, and she was like, "I'm just leaving." And I was like, "Okay," and I was with a sales rep, I couldn't go and help her, but anyway, it wasn't intuitive, so I don't know if there are stickers that we can do or something, but I've had people struggle.
So we've had people, the team, my team has been down there rotating, talking to people. It's the same machines that are in Elks, so it's it will take a little bit of time. Push the button.
Or your mother's just isn't gonna stop by.
Yes, she does. She loves it.
Yeah.
Because she
So my
can't-
mom is my
because she
best
can't
customer.
park.
Yeah, she does have to stop
Because she
by.
can't. She's gonna rack up tickets.
So, okay.
So, but we have, if they get the ticket, then we address it and it's
I-
educational, so.
I explained that.
Yeah.
So. So, thank you. All right. Mr. Mayor, would you like to give the report for city staff?
What's going on right now is we have our city convention. You know, aware of what that is, everybody? Anybody not really? We're the only city in Michigan that does this. The only city, it used to happen in every city on the election time, getting ready for election. There are 4 wards in Petoskey with 4 council persons and myself. Each of these go on a vote on a rotating basis. There's three-year plans of times. But to get nominated or to get an upgrade, they have what's called board convention. And last night was at Lincoln School and Central School and Petoskey High School, 4 locations for all the wards. And they come together at 8 o'clock by order of the charter. And they meet and they do 2 things. They select who's going to be on the city, who's going to run for city council for that ward. If they're up, they also identify 15 people that are going to be delegates to go to the city convention, which is tomorrow night here at 8 o'clock. And they will then select the mayor. Options are that there's a contest to be done up, then they would nominate 1, 2, 3, whatever, and they would narrow it down to 2 by vote. They also give the people that live in that ward a chance to meet and talk to their city council person. He gives a yearly update on what's happened for the whole year since last year. And you sit there and have questions. When I was at last night, it went 2 hours. Yes, lots of questions. I want to point out 2 things. One person pointed out something about the city. He said that the hours that you have to pay the meters is not on the meters on something. Is it the big box or the meters or
The
something?
meter, it's
They're
very little on the back, right?
It's on the front, yeah, where you can read it.
The guy will be here tomorrow night and I'll ask him where he's talking about. And the other one was every ward, you know, when I was at was the 3rd ward, substituting for the person that wasn't there. They're concerned about empty vacant buildings downtown. They're very upset with it. And a couple of them said, what is it, how are the downtown management board people happy with this? And I said, no, oh yeah. So why aren't they doing something? And so I said, what we're doing, we've got a new attorney firm that we're working with at Ann Arbor. And we are going to push the envelope on this, and we gotta get something done. I will be reporting out to these 60 people tomorrow, and I'll be meeting with Shane tomorrow, our city manager, to get a heads up on where we're headed on this, because this is a problem.
We've never been asked so many times.
Mhm.
And maybe
constant.
just because Mettler's vacated across the street, so that's new, but
So many empty storefronts.
so many. Yeah.
And it's one individual owns 7 or 11 of them. I forget what the number was.
It's higher than 11.
Probably
I think,
14 storefronts.
but 11 that he owns himself. I was told he owns 11 of those buildings. So we need to, I'm pushing it that I don't care what the cost is, we're gonna get something done.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
I also get compliments every time I go someplace. I'm introduced as the mayor. They'll go, your city is beautiful, your stores are great, your restaurants are fun, you know, and I just want to give that kudos to you guys, because you guys are the ones that should be hearing this. I'm sure you do, but because I happen to be introduced, somebody goes, oh, well, let me tell you about Petoskey when we went there. So congrats.
Thank you.
We have one more piece of new business. Good evening, everyone.
Sorry.
Before I begin, I want to thank each of you for your commitment to this place we all hold dear. Serving on the Downtown Management Board has been one of the great privileges of my professional life. I joined the board the same month my daughter Caitlin was born, and she turns 23 this August. So that'll give you a hint of how long I've been here. It's been a long chapter filled with growth, change, and a whole lot of love for downtown Petoskey. I've seen firsthand what this town can do when we come together. We've weathered storms, both literal and figurative. We navigated the upheaval of the COVID-19 pandemic, doing everything we could to support our businesses and keep our downtown vibrant. We made it through the brutal ice storm of 2025 and the long, slow crawl it took to restore foot traffic. And through it all, we kept moving forward, creative, scrappy, and deeply committed to our downtown family. And now it's time for me to step back. My consulting work has taken off, and I need to give more time and energy to my own businesses and the creative work that fills my soul. It's not easy to say goodbye, but it is easier knowing that our downtown leadership is in great hands. We have an amazing team in the downtown office, Amy, April, and Melissa, who bring heart, hustle, and talent to everything they do. And Drew, I'm so confident in your ability to lead it as chair. Your thoughtful insight, deep care for our community, and steady voice at the table make you a natural for this role. And that goes for each and every one of you as well. Thank you. As I step away, I'd like to leave you with 2 projects I hope you'll carry forward. First, I encourage the board to explore finding a new home for the Chamber of Commerce, one that would allow our downtown offices to move into the current chamber building and operate it as a dedicated downtown visitor center. Our guests deserve a warm, welcoming space to begin their experience here, and this would serve that purpose beautifully. And second, I'd love to see a new permanent Christmas tree installed in Pennsylvania Park. Imagine our holiday celebrations anchored by a truly beautiful evergreen centerpiece, something worthy of the season and this town, a tree that generations can gather around year after year. Thank you for all your passion, your ideas, your time, and your friendship. I'll still be here at the parades, the events, and in the shops, loving this town as fiercely as ever, with heartfelt gratitude. Thank you. This will be my last meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, yeah, thank
Thank
you
you.
for years of dedication. I'm sure you're still
You're not
gonna
going
be,
anywhere.
you're not gonna
Be
be.
on the-
I'll be sitting with Becky. We're gonna have drinks together watching this.
You're gonna see the hand waving.
I'll be sitting in my social districts on my porch.
Paintbrush.
Exactly.
I think you could have beverages, we should too.
So I just wanted you all to hear it from me, and thank you all for your dedication to town.
Speaking for
Thank
city
you.
council and the city, I gotta say thank you so much for your leadership. You've been just amazing. Your leadership, not just how to run a business, but also all of the stuff you've done with parades, with, you know, too many things to name, really. But I just keep thinking of the parade with you. And we will get a new Christmas tree at the party. I think I told you. I'm in contact with the Hoffmans and we're working on that.
Lovely, thank you. I almost called it a holiday tree in here, but you know.
But again, from all the city, I know from city council, I'd be speaking and saying thank you for all you've done, your leadership here, but just, and also just being you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Any other new business?
What does
No,
that,
I
what
think
does that do
all
for
our
the
breath
board?
is just taken away.
What does that mean for the board and what needs?
So there will be an opening, and I'm sure that Amy and the mayor would appreciate recommendations on someone
I
to
would
join.
appreciate it because I'll need to take somebody to city hall, to city council. And if you have some recommendations for somebody, let me know. Or they can go on the city website and they can print out an application. I think I've appointed you. I've appointed everybody here on this board except for one.
But you've reappointed her.
Yes, but you've
I
reappointed.
reappointed. But you know.
So I have your seal of approval.
Well, 10 times over. But if you guys know somebody that you feel would really benefit to fill a spot, maybe it's something that we're missing here. Think about occupational, the type of businesses that we have here. You know, I've always felt we miss piece in the city when we have a realtor office, we have wood floor offices, our businesses, we have those pieces and they really do not bring anything to the table when it comes down to stuff like this, parades, holidays, and it really, that bothers me a lot. And I don't know if you know of one that you feel would be good to start making that connection, maybe. I try to be diversified what we are so that we have more pieces coming together. Please be thinking. Don't make me go knock on doors.
Well, thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, you've taught us a lot too. At least me. I feel very fortunate to have served under you.
I'm glad being on here, I at least got a year, I guess, is it a year? A year, yeah. I've been here a year, so.
I got 6 months.
Maybe.
Okay. Wish I would have recorded you.
Oh.
Oh,
It's out there,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Go on the city
Careful what you wish
website.
for, that's right.
I'll take it.
Well, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Adjourned.
Adjourned.
So she said.